Water signs, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do a midweek bonus reading for all the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, just to do a little energy check and see what's happening for everyone. Been seeing a lot of comments, people requesting some midweek action. So I decided, hey, let's try this little format out. So we'll do each water sign separately. There will be little timestamps down in the comments or description, so you could fast forward to whichever placement you have, or you could just watch them all. You could hang out with me. So we're going to get right into the action, my friends. No oracle cards today. We're going to get a nice 6 card spread out here and just see what it is you need to know. I think that's the lens that we'll view this reading through. So what does Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to know right now? And we're going to have some fun. So let's get this all shuffled up. And while I shuffle it up, not going to do too much promo, my good friends, but obviously if you could illuminate that like button, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. And aside from that, if you'd like a personal reading or session with me, you could check out my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar goes live in a couple of days. And I do think there's still a few sessions left for the month of August. So if you are interested, please feel free. Come have a chat with me. We could do some readings, pull some cards, spiritual coaching, or if you need an empathetic ear, you know I'm here. All right, let's get it going. We're going to start in on Cancer, my good friends. So my guide spirit team, what do the beautiful Cancerians need to know right now? And most recent reading, it was pretty good, actually. The reading was titled A Massive Payoff, and I really liked it. Did seem like a process or some effort could pay off in the end, which is good. But who knows? Today, a totally different thing might come through. So whether it's someone else's energy or yours, you know how this goes, my friends. Only take it how it hits. Well, let's get it going here. What do we got for the Cancerians? What do they need to know? Okay, so we do have the Ten of Wands starting us off, which determined. That's a good thing, but it is a bit of a heavy type of energy to start with. Let's get a couple more here before we clarify. Okay, we got the Page of Pentacles, nice, very communicative, nice, new, fresh type of energy. Let's get one more. These are outside influences when I see both of these elements. And you know me, I'm big when it comes to the elements. Okay, hey, and then we got our good friend here, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself without a beard. I'm sure some of you noticed we're using the tarot in Wonderland instead of my usual weekly deck, but there's lots of people showing up. Now, before we clarify, let's just go through real quick, tell you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. So yeah, I like the elemental mixture because we have a nice different vibe going, right? We got some fire, earth, water, all external, and this is internal. That's the big thing with all of them. So with the fire, we have the action, we have the energy levels. Usually it's super high vibrational, but it could be a little bit wild sometimes. You know, I always say that. Then earth, really nice, solid, stable. That represents the earthly world around us. So whether it's work, money, business, the only downside with Earth is that it's the total opposites of fire. This energy could be a little stuck in a rut. So we want to keep an eye, but there's a lot of potential. And then, of course, on the back end, we have your power element, your comfort zone, my beautiful Cancerians, the King of Cups, which is a power card. So again, whether these are all different areas of life, there is this heaviness in all these people here. So let's go through and start building this out. So yeah, the 10 of Wands, aside from the elemental mixture, we see our little friend here with all the 10 wands on his back. And in the positive sense, this is a very determined card where it's like, okay, I set my eyes on this goal and I'm going to follow through. This is an energy where it's like, all right, even if it's not easy, I'm going to keep pushing. So I really like the 10 of wands for that. But the downside of this card is that it could be burdensome, right? It could be heavy. It's a lot of weight on the shoulders. So that's something we want to watch out for. It does deal with health and wellness. So keep an eye if you're not feeling too hot, if your energy levels are low. That's what this card could be. I don't dislike it. I mean, for some cancers, you could really be holding a lot of tension in the neck, back, and spine. So you might need a little rub down, my good friends. Now, moving over to the center, we have our first person, the Page of Pentacles. You know me, I like pages. They represent offers, opportunities, very similar to aces, but they're students and messengers, big earth sign vibes, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And the Page of Pentacles is super communicative. Now, for some of you, with the 10 of wands moving into the Page of Pentacles, it's like a rough start potentially, or it's like, all right, I just need to break through this little trial or tribulation. So you might get some determination checks in this time, but I like the energy that's on the other side. And of course, the Page of Pentacles could be extremely conversational. So whether this is someone reaching out to you, you reaching out to them, Again, I don't dislike it. I'm feeling quite neutral about it, and we'll see when we clarify. Now, moving to the back end, we have one of your power cards. Remember, it's not gender specific, my good friends. We got our good pal here, the King of Cups. And I always say when it comes to kings, they represent control of their respective suit. So this is all about emotions. It's subtle, it's intuitive, super spiritual, and can deal with partnerships. So it's interesting. We have a lot of people, then the King of Cups on the back end. Fullest expression of love and emotion. So we like him around here, especially for a Cancer energy check. The only downside to him is that these energies could be really intense, big feelings. So for some Cancers, you might be a little more emotional than you normally are. You might be a little softer around the edges, and that's okay. This energy could be super sentimental and it's big love. Now, this energy can feel things that it can't quite control. So when I see the Ten of Wands with the Page of Pentacles and the King of Cups, there's like something I need to get off my chest, right? So whether you're feeling that or somebody else, it's like I just need to talk about it. So communication is huge. Let's go through and clarify these, my friends. Yeah, and this we're going to go intuitive just like the weekly reading. So let's get one more quick shuffle, and we're going to start in on that Ten of Wands and see like, hey, is this a good determined energy or just a rough patch, like something to just get through? Because the Ten of Wands can be an energy that's a little rough, right? But let's see, it's heavy. So why is the Ten of Wands here? Okay, Five of Swords. So there is this energy showing up that is definitely encouraging. I would say that, where it's like, don't give up. Do not give up. So in this time, I would watch out for a whole variety of different tests. So again, whether it's like work related, personal relationships, 10 of Wands with the 5 of Swords is like, okay, either one, I'm dealing with a situation that's not ideal, but I just got to do it. So watch out for being forced into things, or someone might be like, oh, they're forcing my hand here. But for the most part, this combination of cards to me is like, keep fighting, keep pushing. The 5 of Swords is very similar, where there's a ton of determination and push. But yeah, it can be a little angry, it could be a little upset. And we already saw that there could be some big emotions swirling as a water sign. Listen, I have a lot of water placements myself. I'm used to it, right? So I'm not too concerned about it. So for some of you, it's good, it's encouraging. For another portion of you, yeah, there might be a thing or a situation where it's like, do I have to deal with this? But there could be great energy on the other side. Let's just keep going. I'm not going to get too caught in the weeds there. Let's see what the Page of Pentacles has. And remember, we're trying to look at this through the lens of what you need to know right now, regardless of what you're going through. So I like the encouragement. That's really good. But let's see what's up with that page. Let's see why the page is here for the beautiful Cancerians. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Cool. Another page. Yeah, this is extremely, extremely observant. So there could be a thing, a situation that Spirit wants you to really keep your eyes on. To me, it's like I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice, right? Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. And we're not even close to Christmas time yet. So we have the Page of Swords, most of the zodiac showing up here, but the Page of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the difference between the swords and the pentacles, this one is the Watcher of the Tarot deck. He's super observant, very detailed. There is a little bit of defensiveness there. So again, I mean, even if there is something that you want to talk about or get off your chest, to me, it's like, all right, don't let it all flow. Not all at once. There's like an energy here where a spirit might want you to pace yourself, where it's like, all right, Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't want to go into too many cliches, but it's like, pace yourself, Cancer. Slowly, slowly, slowly. It's a process. So, I mean, again, there's that little encouragement underneath the surface, but the Page of Swords is the Watcher. So again, when I see him underneath the Page of Pentacles, the writer, to me, it's like, okay, I'm putting this on my list. I'm going to remember that. This is an energy of a very long memory. Okay, so if there are things that pop up in this time that you can't quite deal with right this second, it's like I'm taking notes, I'm making mental notes. Now, I will also say this, for some Cancers, you might be getting a little more attention than you normally do. It's like I'm being observed, I'm being watched. So again, whether someone is like keeping an eye on you or you keeping an eye on someone, both of them could be in play. But the energy is just super observant and cautious. So we're just going to leave them right there. I mean, they are conversators too. That's a big thing with the double pages. But let's see what our good friend the King of Cups has. So yeah, lots of people here. I don't know why so many people are in the mix. Could you let me know why, Cancer? Why are all these people here? So why is that King of Cups in the mix? Yeah, even more people. So we have the Page of Wands. They're all showing up here. I really like this. There is an energy here of like a sudden increase in activity, if that makes sense. So again, for some of you, if there has been a lull or if like something has been losing steam, or if something feels like a slog, like the energy we have here in the front. King of Cups with the Page of Wands is like, I'm reinvigorated, and there is some sort of sudden action. So the only downside to that combination for Cancer is I would say watch the impulses, right? Because this energy is cautious. This one keeps pushing, but right here on the back end, it's just like a sudden burst of activity. So for some of you, that could be fantastic. That could be like, all right, we're on an upswing. Cool. But for another portion of you, just watch the impulses, watch out for saying things. Like there is this energy where it's like, I'm just going to let something rip, right? Like it could be conversational too. So you might have a bit more of a sharp tongue. Notice most of this spread is pages. Like aside from the people, we have the whole zodiac out here, but the Page of Wands is amped up. He's different than these ones. These ones are slow, cautious, meticulous. This guy's not. So I think overall, when I look at what Cancer needs to know, there is this energy about pacing yourself, not burning yourself out, like one day at a time, one step at a time. Do thing in increments, and then there is like this taking a list or making a list of some sort, followed by some sudden action. So again, I don't dislike it. Please feel free to take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's get on into Pisces now. And gather these back up and do a nice shuffle. So Pisces gang, what do we need to know? And I'm sure as many of you already know, I'm part of Pisces gang. I'm Pisces rising. That's why I have nice eyes. But let's shuffle it up here and see what Pisces has in, I mean, I guess it's early Virgo season. I just want to see what Pisces needs to know. And we'll look at everything through that one. So let's get 3 cards out, then we'll do the clarifying. So what do we got for Pisces gang, please? I'm going to try my best to give everyone a similar amount of time and messages here. So let's get it going. 3 for Pisces. Okay, Justice. Cool. Like it, balanced, big Libra energy. This could be nice. There could be certain things revolving around like paperwork and signatures and legalities. Watch out for that stuff. Something about agreements as well. Okay, King of Swords, right up that alley. It's very planned out. Now, while I get these cards out, the most recent Pisces reading connected to what we're doing right now was titled Urgent Action Incoming. Which again, it doesn't, urgency does get your attention, but it didn't feel like frazzled or scrambled. It's like, hey, let's just do this, let's get it done. And the King of Swords does give me similar vibes sometimes, right? Let's get one more. Lots of air energy here for Pisces. All right, so air, and then we have the cerebral. We do have the 4 of Cups, that big Pisces vibes right there. So before we clarify, let's just go through real quick, and then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But yeah, first look, first glance for what Pisces needs to know. Elementally, we have a lot of air right here with Lady Justice and the King of Swords. And I always say that air is super cerebral. It's about logic. It's about the facts, mindset, perspective. That's all huge when it comes to the air element. And it is about giving and receiving information. That's why it's the suit of communication. So again, it's in its mind, it's in its head, but it's letting that energy out. It's great for ideas. The downside, it could be a little cold and it could overthink. And then speaking of that, we'll get into the specifics of the 4 of Cups, but we do have water. Now, the combination of air and water, this is all internal, my friends. So like the water, Pisces power element, comfort zone is matters of the heart. It's soft, it's subtle, it's intuitive type of energy. I love it for a Pisces reading. It's super creative and spiritual and expressive. It could be a focus on partnerships, but with the specific of the card, all of this energy is right up here in different forms. So let's go through piece by piece. Now, position number 1, we do have beautiful Lady Justice, big Libra vibes. If you're connected to Libra, could be right here showing up. Now, I like Justice because it's fair, it's balanced. It does speak about some sort of equilibrium. I already mentioned this could be about paperwork, signatures, agreements, contracts, anything you put your name on, just be cautious about it. The things that you agree to, right? Some of you might have some legalities here. It could be something very minor and it could range. But normally I like Justice. It's a karmic card of like what goes around comes around. It is very cyclical. But I do like the balanced approach. So when I put this in the perspective of what Pisces needs to know, and we start with Justice, it's like, okay, take the neutral road. There's something here about either staying or remaining neutral. Especially when we get into the center, we have our good pal here, the King of Swords, air sign energy once again. So we got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Now, kings, remember, they control their respective suits. So the King of Swords is logical, very planned out, super strategic, straightforward to the point, no BS, no fluff. We get right down to business. So I like it for that. extremely intelligent, and it does focus on the mind. Always keep that going. Like, yeah, there's the strategy here. It's like a nice balanced strategy or approach. The downside to the King of Swords, he can show up when things need to be taken seriously. Right? He could be very stern. He could have a very sharp tongue. And I saw that just a couple minutes ago when we were looking at the Cancer reading, like, hey, watch out. Like, the water signs might have an extra sharp tongue or bluntness in this time. So try not to hurt people's feelings, right? The King of Swords feels okay to me here, right? Especially paired up with Lady Justice. It's like, okay, I'm not just going to wing this. I'm going to take my time, step by step, like this nice neutral path. Now we get to the back end. There's this great energy for brainstorming, right? We have the Four of Cups. Now, normally this is a picture of a lady sitting under the tree. She's having herself a little nap. Everyone knows Pisces likes their naps, right? So when I see this, it could be a little sleepy. It could be taking a little bit of a rest. There could be something about sleep. But this is a card that has beautiful ideas. Like Eureka moments, aha, now it's all coming together. Now things are clicking into place. So, like, as far as advice goes, it's like quieting of the mind, getting into a neutral state, and seeing what comes of it. It's like planting a seed, right? Because remember, this is karmic. I'm planting the seed and I observe. Plant the seed and see what happens. So, that's a very interesting energy. The only downside to all this together is it can be very overthinky. So just watch out for that. Like, it's good to have a balance or a release. So I want to dive deeper on all the Pisces. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Pisces gang. What's happening? Let's get in on Lady Justice. Why is Lady Justice here? And just like the weekly readings, whatever comes through, whether it's the classical meanings or if I'm getting some intuitive vibes, we're just going to let it rock and roll, right? So what's happening with Lady Justice here for Pisces gang? What's happening? Cool. Okay. Yeah. So Seven of Pentacles in reverse under Lady Justice, big karmic energy. This is very transformational. Now, sometimes when you're in a period of flux or change, it's not always easy, especially if there are certain things that are changing that are outside of your hands, outside of your control. But I think you might have more control than you think you do, Pisces. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is an energy that wants to get the show on the road. So when I see Justice with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, no, this energy is coming to you. There's an energy approaching you, coming towards you. So again, whether that's a situation, a person, a change that you're looking for, there is this magnetism where it's like, I remain neutral and this energy approaches me. So that's good. Seven of Pentacles in reverse can also be a little impatient. So again, Pisces, watch out. You might have a little bit of a thinner patience in this time. But I think it's right, especially if we take the advice about remaining neutral, whatever it is, like whether it's health related, personal relationships, it's like remain neutral as best you can. Keep that center. We're going to keep moving. Let's see what the King of Swords has. So why is our good pal, the King of Swords, in the mix for Pisces gang? There we go. Okay. So the urgency still is here a little bit. So we have the Star in reverse. Now, normally, this energy could be a little bit mean. This energy could be a little bit grumpy. So again, whether this is someone that you're dealing with that's a little bit prickly, maybe you're feeling a little bit prickly yourself, where it's like, oh, I'm a cactus, don't touch me. Like, this energy absolutely feels like that a little bit. But there is a positive pull I'm getting here. Big Aquarius vibes as well if you're connected to one. When I see the Star in reverse, it represents short periods of time. When we have air, that's short periods of time. So it's like, pay attention to the now. Now, we all know in modern spirituality, it's always very important to try to stay grounded in the present. I believe that we could spend time anywhere, right? We could live in the past a little bit, live in the future, plan for things. But with the King of Swords and the Star in reverse, it's like, no, right here, right now, Pisces. Don't worry about too many steps down the line. Don't worry about things that have already happened. It has this overall theme of the neutrality that I've been seeing. So grounding in the present, right? Current situation is not the final destination. And if there's something going on that's not to your liking, that's kind of actually a really good thing, where it's like, no, just worry about right now, right this second. Don't worry about what's already happened. Don't worry about what's coming. Energy's coming, right? Things are changing, things are shifting. It's on its way. Just worry about right now. So I like it. I think it's good. But the only downside here, the energy does seem a little bit prickly. Okay. So whether that's you feeling that way or it's somebody else, it's like, yeah, maybe that's why the neutral energy is here. Where, like, if you applied too much pressure to this energy, that's where the backlash would come in. Let's go in on the Four of Cups. Let's see what that has. So why do we got the Four of Cups here for Pisces gang? What they need to know. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, the power of positive thinking. Again, it seems like we do have a few of the spiritual cliches showing up. Cliches are cliches for a reason, right? The Ten of Pentacles is win based, wins, victories, overwhelming abundance with the Ten of Pentacles. Could be home and family living situation. But when I see this energy of the mind, of the imagination with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like I need to assume the best case scenario. I need to look at the positives and remain positive, right? So, like, pretty much most of this reading here, Pisces, is connected to mindset and perception and perspective. And I love this energy because it could be a win in the end, right? Like with all the energy coming in and living in the now, and then boom, things falling into place. So for a lot of Pisces in this time, there could be a variety of things that just seem to start moving into place, different puzzle pieces falling where they may. But super important to stay positive, think happy thoughts, right? Because that does have a ripple effect on your overall energy. So as far as what you need to know, it's all about the inside, Pisces, how you view things, your perspective, your thoughts. Because thoughts do become things, my good friends. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Yeah, let's jump in and see what Scorpio gang needs to hear. So we're going to gather these cards back up. Scorpio gang, hope you're all doing fabulous. And yeah, this is part of the reason I decided to do the water sign bonus first, because Scorpio is always super patient, being the last one I publish every week, which is odd because everyone knows I have Scorpio placements too. And I don't know, I like to cap off the week with Scorpio. But you know what? We're going to keep you here in the first bonus video. So let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang. What does Scorpio need to know? Now, while we shuffle this up, the last most recent reading was titled They Have a Plan. And it was super strategic in nature, Scorpio. Now, I did get this big energy of someone potentially testing the waters, where it's like, all right, I'm going to see what happens. Or like these little tests where it's like, all right, is it safe? Is everything okay? So whether it's you testing things or somebody else, I was picking that up where it's like, I plan, I test, big reveal. That's the reading in a nutshell. But let's see what Scorpio needs to know. All right, we got the Five of Cups, position number one. Not the nicest way for us to start it off, but it's all good, right? It's the beginning card for a reason because it's not the final destination. Let's get a couple more. Eight of Pentacles. All right, this is an energy that just seems to power through. That's what I always say. Like Five of Cups with Eight of Pentacles, it's an energy that can absolutely uh, kind of, I don't want to say work through something, but distract itself. So whether this is you just keeping yourself busy, distracting yourself, or somebody else, that's initially what I'm picking up with those first two cards. And you already know we're going to dive deeper into all of it. Okay. All right. So two cards did pop out here. We got the Two of Cups right here on the back end. So other people's energy. And we're going to throw a little bonus card out for the bonus spread of what Scorpio needs to know. We got the Ten of Swords. Don't get too freaked out by that, my good friends. So we do have a little mixture of energies that seem to be balancing out, balancing each other off. So let's go through real quick. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But yeah, first look, first glance, a lot of internal energy, a lot of water energy, which is very comfortable for Scorpio, right? With the Five of Cups, Two of Cups, Scorpio power element and comfort zone. The realm of feelings, emotions, it's soft, it's subtle, it's highly intuitive. So I know a lot of Scorpios are energy sensitive. That could be cranked up big time with all this water here. Partnerships could be on the mind, or that could be something that becomes very important soon, like how other people's energy affects yours, like energetic cords and connections. Then we do have Earth in the center. Now, the thing that is a big silver lining for me here for what we need to know, I would say that Earth and water, when they combine, they represent blessings and abundance. It's just like watering a plant, watering a garden. So I think this could be really good. Now, Earth is more about the material stuff, results, its stability, its security. But yeah, home, family, money, work, finance. So the energy does mix up well. And yeah, we have the air over there on the back end. So the only thing we're missing is a little bit of fire. Air is all about the mind, right? Similar to the last reading I was getting for Pisces. But let's go through and build it out piece by piece. Now, position number one, we do have the Five of Cups, right? The River of Tears card. And we see Alice in this rendition. She's shrunken small. She's trying to reach up to those cups and they are spilt over. Not all of them are spilt over, though. To me, this represents a bump in the road. It represents a time that might not be ideal, but it's not very permanent, right? And it's on a spectrum, right? Like this could just be a little gloomy. This energy could be a little depressed. It could be a little bit of anxiety. But the big thing with the Five of Cups, it could be needing a good cry or someone that's really upset. So there is this whole spectrum wave. But I always say with the Five of Cups, it is temporary. Like this energy, there is still more to come. There is still cups standing. There is still stuff off in the horizon. So this could be like a bump in the road or a rough patch. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which I like. Now, this Eight of Pentacles does tie in very closely to work, career. It's an energy that's busy, busy, busy. It's super artisanal, very creative. So, unless if you're having business or work things, or maybe for some Scorpios, that's your top priority right now, where it's like, I can't feel like this. I have too much to do. That's why I was getting that vibe where we're just powering through something. Now, this could be advice for some Scorpios where Spirit's like, hey, try to keep yourself busy, right? Idle hands are the devil's playground. So like keep yourself busy here, Scorpio. Keep doing this or do that. Don't just I don't want to say wallow, but it's like don't idle away the time. Or either that or somebody is keeping themselves busy. Love the Eight of Pentacles because it could also represent fixing things, mending things. And that ties in when we get to the next card over. The only downside with the Eight of Pentacles, it can overdo it. So, and what we need to know, Spirit could be saying like, hey, pace yourself there, or hey, don't overdo it, don't push too hard. But on the back end, we have the Two of Cups. Nice, beautiful. You see these people sharing the two cups. Obviously, all twos can represent decisions, choices, crossroads. Really like the Two of Cups quite a bit because it's silky smooth, easy flowing, easy going, even if partnerships aren't on your mind. When we clarified, it could tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Absolutely. Or how someone is feeling. But the Two of Cups is soul tie territory, soul connections, and I usually like it. So partnerships are on the table. But I already said it. Like with this combination of energies, it's like, hey, watch how other pardon me, how other people's energies could be affecting yours. Because there could be a lot of energetic bleed through with this combination. And then, yeah, for the bonus, super quick, we have the Ten of Swords. Everyone knows what this means. Similar to the Five of Cups, it is on a spectrum. It could be something minor. Usually, the Ten of Swords represents pain, it represents endings, it represents a loss. But notice, it is not the focal point of the reading. It's just off on the side, right? And everyone has a little bit of lingering Ten of Swords energy somewhere. So there could be something that you're not feeling too great about, something you might not be feeling too hot about, or that's not sitting right. So I want to dive deeper on all that, Scorpio. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang. What do we got? And yeah, we're going to start in on that Five of Cups. Just like during the weekly readings, we're going intuitive here, my friends. We're just going to see what wants to flow out. So why is the Five of Cups here and what Scorpio needs to know? Okay. Okay. All right. So we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So more cups, more water, which again is a silver lining in a Scorpio reading. But what do we think about with the Seven of Cups? Options, paths, choices. But it's huge when it comes to mindset. So I'm not sure if you just watched the Pisces one, but the whole Pisces energy check was all about the power of the mind, like how important it is. Your mind could be heaven, your mind could be hell. It's all about how you like frame things. The perspective and the meaning that you assign to things, right? And I'm not saying that you could just instantly turn a negative into a positive, but sometimes it's about trusting that, you know what, there's still more to come, right? Because like when I see the Five of Cups, Seven of Cups in reverse, it's like, what do I do now? It's kind of like a deflated type of energy. So watch out for that because this energy is like, where do I even go from here? What options do I have? So watch out for certain things, situations, even people that make you feel like, is this a lost cause? That's just how it feels to me here on the front end. And I am here to say that it's not, because the energy does move forward. There's this fixing or mending, right? We go from the five to the two. So there is something that either will be repaired or will bounce back. Like I'm already feeling it. And I know we didn't even get over to these other cards yet, but intuitively, I'm just feeling that already. So what you might need to know, it's like, something will improve. It will get better. It will be fixed. It will be made right. Let's go in on the Eight of Pentacles. And that's a good thing. I think that's a big thing for people like us with Scorpio placements, right? Like, even if it's not the best case scenario, we just want things to be right, made right. Fairness, right? And that's something that's coming through. But let's see what's up with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. And it's like keeping the mind busy, keeping the hands busy. We have the Ace of Swords, the sword of truth in the upright. Absolutely beautiful. So the busier you stay, the better. And for some of you, it could be as easy as just keeping yourself distracted. whether it's like actual work and career and business, whether it is, it's like losing yourself in your work is kind of what I'm picking up here. So again, for some of you, maybe this is someone you're connected to, where they're just keeping themselves busy, they're keeping their mind focused, they're keeping a task at hand, so they don't have a lot of time to slip into this energy. Because I'm telling you, like if the energy does not stay busy with something to do, it slips into this. Right. So there is this strong thing. Now, the Ace of Swords, out of all the aces, offers opportunities, open doors. Right. So with the Eight of Pentacles in front of it, it's like, all right, I will make my own path. I will make my own opportunities. The spirit doesn't want to open that door for me. I'm going to create my own damn door and barrel through it. So it is like that revitalizing. So I'm telling you, Scorpio, there's something that will get better, improve, or be made right. I'm just feeling that super strong. But I really like this, keeping your mind busy, keeping the hands busy, whether it is a hobby or the actual work you do or errands even. It's like the busier I stay, the better the rewards. So let's see what the Two of Cups has. Then we'll do, then we'll shut it down because, I mean, I'd say this is a pretty straightforward reading, just like most Scorpio readings are, right? But why is that Two of Cups here? Why is that Two of Cups here? And again, like this is an energy where it's like, yeah, I'm putting in work, putting in effort, but I am not gonna chase, right? Chariot in reverse underneath the Two of Cups. This is energy that comes towards you. And I saw a very similar thing in the Pisces reading and in the last energy check, where it's like the energy comes in, where it's like, do not force it. Like you keep yourself busy, you do what you got to do, but there is something, whether it's a connection with a person, where it's like, do not force it. Now, for some Scorpios, very specific here, this big Cancer energy with the Chariot in reverse under the Two of Cups, this is a mending of a bridge, right? So when I see the combination, things being made right, things being fixed, now the Two of Cups with the Chariot in reverse, it's like, hey, can we put our swords down here? Can we stop fighting about this? So maybe this is some sort of forgiveness or a mending of a bridge. That does show up for some of you if you want it, right? Again, free will is a thing. But another thing with the Chariot in reverse underneath the Two of Cups, it's like, I'm not chasing this energy down. I am not. Like, I'm not going to use all my energy trying to force something or chase something down. This energy can come to me. So, whether this is a decision that someone makes or just the energy coming in towards you, that's just how it feels, where it's like the energy presents itself. So, there may be something that materializes. So, very intriguing energetic checkup here, Scorpio. So, again, before we close it down, it's all about the mindset, keeping oneself busy. There is something that will bounce back and get better. We have that magnetism coming in, and there is big potential to fix something or make something right if you'd like there to be. So, Scorpio and other water signs, that's what I got for you today, my friends. I hope you like the format. If you like it, let me know down in the comments. Maybe we'll do some other cool things midweek. But, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you again soon.